So I'm going to talk into your purpose, the challenges that you are sometimes faced with when you're trying to align on your path, and also the bridging phase, which can be taking you from where you are right now to get through that transitional phase so that you are stronger and you can actually forge ahead with courage and conviction and inner truth. So for some of us that have had extensive trauma, and there's a lot of people that I work with in kinesiology, as well as even people that just come across me day to day, I call it the bridging phase because, of course, there's a lot of internal repair that needs to be done. So the bridging phase is to get you from one place to another. There's never an end destination because we're always going through healing. But if you're finding that a lot of fears and insecurities and self-doubt and resistance comes up and you're just feeling really blocked on your path, it is because you actually need to do some inner healing work, some deeper repairs on what actually occurred for you, possibly even in childhood, most likely in childhood, because this is where the patterns actually start. As you progress through life, you'll find that things start to show up in your adulthood because you haven't necessarily dealt with them. So the bridging phase, if you do not build a strong bridge to cross, which means it's got strong foundations underneath so that then when things get a little bit helter-skelter, you can still move forwards, even if there are twists and turns and roadblocks in the way. If you don't build those foundations, then lo and behold, when you're hit in the face with some kind of massive trigger or situation or circumstance in your life, if the foundations are not strong, you'll find that you'll actually crumble underneath. So things will start to fall apart. You'll notice that things around you might start to break. Your relationships might start to break down. Your health may come at a cost. There's so many things. You may feel like a lot of worry and it interferes with your sleeping. And I could go on lists and lists and lists of things that can occur within us because we're actually not dealing with that deeper core wound that's been there for a long time. And this is what makes me want to bring into the conversation about spiritual bypassing. I do see it a lot where people just kind of skim over the top of what's occurred and go into avoidance patterns. I was one of those people. I wore the mask of just being an achiever and sometimes most of the time an overachiever, where I was always constantly doing to keep my mind active so that because if I slowed down long enough, I was then forced to actually face myself. And when you're forced to face yourself, that's when sometimes it can be really unpleasant, uncomfortable, ugly even. And when your emotions can't be controlled, we can sometimes go into a bit of a crisis. Now, spiritual bypassing is something I do see in the spiritual community or in the healing community, and that is because we sometimes want to accelerate. We want to move forwards before our bodies and our minds and our souls are actually ready for it, or before we've actually gone really deep within ourselves to uncover the real truth. Now, always remember, the truth does set you free. I did a forensic healing course last week, which was like next level, and that is something that Marisa actually, who's the beautiful teacher of wisdom, in what she's been through and what she brings through when she's teaching us as her little as her tribe, as her students, is that you need to be able to honor your truth, and the truth often lies within your past. Until you can reconcile that, then you'll never be able to get through this transitional phase from where you're feeling really challenged, you're really feeling uncomfortable, or you're feeling like you're not getting the results. You need to be able to deal with the deeper stuff in order to build the bridge, in order to get across to the other side. So something I just want to leave you with today is, what in your present life, your present existence, when you look around yourself and when you ask yourself this question, what is not working right now for me? And just take a moment. Is it in a relationship? Is it your work situation where there's not really a balance, or you're really being undervalued? Or is it something else? Is there something else that's really just coming up all the time for you within your body? Maybe some kind of physical health issue, or multiple physical health issues that you keep coming up against. That there is the key to unlocking what you haven't actually dealt with and what needs to be cleaned up in your vibration. So ask yourself that question. I'd love to hear what maybe you are struggling with, because I might be able to offer you an insight of where to actually start looking, or even just one little simple technique that you can use to rise up and actually start moving forwards rather than feeling like you're just stuck in a gridlock pattern. So that's what I want to leave you with today. If your path is feeling difficult, sometimes it's because your purpose here is bigger than you thought. Whatever that purpose is, it does not need to be necessarily, you're going to change the world or anything like that. We all have an individual and unique soul blueprint, and what comes with that is your purpose, why you're actually here, what gets you going every day, what lights you up, what motivates you, what inspires you to be able to activate that creative life force energy. So my name is Belle. I am Living Balanced Kinesiology. I help people through their blocks of energy, wherever that's residing in the mind, the body, and the soul, and help you to release that energetically so that you can actually make massive, massive transformations and profound shifts in your life. So if you need my assistance and my guidance, you just need to reach out. But I just wanted to leave you with that little snippet today. All the best. Namaste.